Hello everyone, I'm Shreya Singh, the core committee member of the Xavier Society of Law and Justice XSLAJ. This segment is to brief you all about the intricacies of XITAC’22 so as to give you a clear idea as to how XSLAJ plans on organizing the competition. Since the video is only a briefing on the intricacies of XITAC’22, meant only for your ease of understanding, we highly recommend you to go through the official event brochure for XITAC’22, which will be sent to you all via email on the 20th June 2022, along with the trial problem, consisting of the rules and regulations of the competition so that you can get a proper idea of XITAC’22. What is trial advocacy? Trial advocacy is all about learning how actual trial proceedings takes place. And this competition gives the participants and the audience a very good and practical understanding of the same. In XITAC, there will be two sides, the prosecution and the defense, who present the arguments of the case at hand with the help of the witnesses allotted to each team by the organizing committee. The competition will be held over a span of 3 days, 11th, 12th and 13th of August. There will be 2 rounds, namely the prelims and the final round. Each team will appear once as the prosecution and once as the defense. So each team is to prepare 2 memorials, one from each side on the basis of the trial problem. In the trial rounds, the 2 consisting teams will be allotted a maximum time of 50 minutes per round. Team composition and registration. The interested students can register in teams of 3 each, comprising of a speaker 1, speaker 2, and a researcher. The registrations will open from 20th June 2022. The members of the teams can be from different semesters too. For registration, one member of the team, acting as the team representative, would fill up the form provided and shall be the person to contact from his team in all meetings and communication. Prior to the competition, each team will be assigned a specific team code after the register, which should be strictly followed by them. This team code should also be mentioned in the memorials prepared by the teams. Roles of the team members in the trials. The researchers have to conduct the research on the case and prepare the memorial. They should be fully aware of the facts of the case and the legal provisions involved. The researchers won't play an active role in the trial proceedings. That is, they will not speak during the trials, but should be present with their team members. In case they are asked questions on the memorials prepared by the judges and therefore will have to answer it. A researcher's test will take place in order to determine the best researcher. Therefore, it is important that the researcher has good knowledge about the case and the legal provisions involved. The roles of the speaker depends on format of each trial round. Each round consists of the opening statements, the chief and cross-examination of the witnesses, and the closing statements from both the sides, prosecution and defense. It is important for the participants to thoroughly clear with how each trial round takes place in order to be properly able to present the case within the time allotted. The opening statements will be given by the prosecution speaker 1 with an allotted time of 3 minutes, followed by the chief examination of both the witnesses by the same speaker within 7 minutes. If the judges ask any question to the prosecution speaker 1, he or she is to answer that, else their role is completed here. After the chief examination is over, the defense speaker 2 can cross-examine the witnesses within 10 minutes. After this, the same process continues with the defense speaker 1 in lead. The opening statements from the defense will be given by the defense speaker 1, and the chief examination of the witnesses will also be done by the same, within 3 and 7 minutes respectively. Similar to the first part, if the judges ask any question to the defense speaker 1, he or she is to answer that, else their role is completed here. Following which, prosecution speaker 2 shall cross-examine the witnesses within 10 minutes. Lastly, the prosecution speaker 2, followed by the defense speaker 2, shall deliver the closing statements, concluding the trial round. There should be proper coordination between the team members, and every member should have sufficient knowledge of the facts of the case so as to be able to present it in a clear and integrated manner. A draw of lots will be held to decide that which two teams will compete against each other. Only the team representatives will be allowed to take part in the draw of lots. The draw of lots will be held for both prelims 1 and prelims 2. The results of the draw will be final and will not be changed unless the circumstances call for a change. Memorial drafting and submission guidelines. The teams should not only focus on the oral rounds, but equally on the memorials. The best way to start a memorial is to thoroughly read the case and have clarity over the fundamental issues and the facts given. Memorials shall be made by every team for both prosecution and defense. The cover for the prosecution memorial should be blue colored, and the cover for the defense memorial should be red colored. Each team should bring with them 3 pairs for their memorial, 2 pairs for the judges, and the last pair for the opponent teams. The memorials which will be submitted to the judges will help them understand the case from the perspective of the teams and to give marks on the basis of their memorial. The teams facing each other will also get each other's appropriate memorials on the day of the memorial exchange, so that they can get familiar to their opponent's case and prepare for the trial accordingly. The other detailed guidelines to prepare the memorial will be mentioned in the event brochure that comes out on 20th June 2022. So the viewers are kindly requested to go through the brochure thoroughly and adhere to them. Non-compliance of any of the rules will lead to direct disqualification and negative marking. Witness allotment. The witnesses for the case will be provided by the organizers to the teams. 2 witnesses shall be allotted to each team in the preliminary round and 3 witnesses in the final round. The witnesses are to be briefed by each team 30 minutes prior to the commencement of their respective rounds. It is mandatory for the prosecution and the defense to examine all the witnesses, and dropping a witness will result in loss of marks. However, the order in which the witnesses are to be examined shall be determined by the concerned team taking examination in chief. Rules and regulations. Since the trial advocacy is designed to give the participants a real-life experience of courtroom proceedings, certain etiquettes and rules and regulations need to be strictly followed. All participants are to be dressed in formals, and use of vernacular during the proceedings is strictly prohibited. Hence, English will be used as a mode of communication inside the courtroom at all times. No team is allowed to observe the orals of another team. Program schedule. The event will be commenced with the opening ceremony on day 1, after which the prelims would begin. Prelims 1 and prelims 2 would take place in 6 slots. Each slot will have 12 teams, that is, 12 teams would be competing against each other consecutively in 6 different rooms. The rest of the teams would be allotted to the waiting rooms till their chance to compete. Once one slot gets over, the teams of the next slot would be called up. Every team will be provided the witnesses 30 minutes prior to their competition. On day 1, prelims 1 will take place. On day 2, prelims 2. On day 3, the results of the prelims would be announced. Along with that, the finals between the 2 teams having the highest scores in the prelims would take place. The declaration of the results and prize distribution would take place during the closing ceremony. Prizes. 7 awards will be given out to participants excelling in different areas. The awards are namely the best team, that is the winning team, runner-up team, best witness, best speaker defense, best speaker prosecution, best memorial, and best researcher. There will be cash prizes awarded along with printed certificates and credits as per university norms. Certificates will be awarded to all participants during the closing ceremony. Under no circumstances will they be provided to any of the participants who are not present on the third day in the closing ceremony. In the event that the participants fail to collect their certificates in the set time, the certificates will not be provided anymore, even on request. That, dear viewers, was XITAC’22 explained in brief? Any discrepancy or any query regarding XITAC’22 or its format can be brought to our attention in the comments below or can be mailed to us on our email ID for XITAC’22, xitac22@gmail.com. The official event brochure and the trial problem gets released on 20th of June 2022. Do register and get the opportunity to fight a trial, as trials are meant to be fought. Save the date, courtrooms await. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like the video, comment your queries, and share the video with your friends and other budding students. Subscribe to our channel for all the future updates. Until next time, pursue law, wave justice.